Women weren't happy. They weren't having a great experience in the health system. It was important that we worked towards changing what that meant for women.
But the idea was that, that you influence what was happening in terms of services and working with service providers.
We had a common goal. We wanted to make lives better for women.
We're sick and tired of these attacks. The fact that you can't even go down to your local milk bar without being attacked is now very serious in this area.
It was a very difficult time for women. There was a lot of fear in the community.
Seeing some of the young women I'd worked with in community health carrying banners and shouting down the main streets of Frankston, we want to be safe, it was very powerful.
A starting point of that might actually be the first planning session in Daylesford. The whole weekend we did planning, but we had fun.
We were asked to, let's name the service. How we were walking around in a circle and people were just calling out names. Women's Health, Southeast, and then it just came up and everybody looked at each other and said, that's it, it's Women's Health in the Southeast. And that's where WHISE was born. We started to feel, we are sort of wise women now.
The work that we are doing at WHISE is around creating a safer and more respectful environment across the Southern Metro region for women and girls.
We're for the health and wellbeing for women in all its forms, and that's an enormous and a very powerful agenda that you can bring to so many situations. On the day of Enough is Enough, I remember really clearly the surge of people going towards the gardens just outside Treasury. It was overwhelming. WHISE had some of its directors and staff turn up, and I remember us ordering these huge posters because we just wanted to make a big statement. The mission of WHISE and its feminist roots demands that we are alive to that and do what we can to advocate for voice for human rights in every being.
Bringing that lived experience voice to the work is really important with intersectional practice, to be able to hear those people's stories and for them to actually drive the initiatives in the way in which we prevent violence.
Really just making those connections with our stakeholders, other bilingual task forces as well, and just really having that collaborative kind of approach to ensuring that no one's left behind.
16 Days of Activism. It's a global campaign to raise awareness for gender-based violence. So we engaged with schools in our region to draw pictures of things that challenged gender stereotypes. It was really important seeing the kids draw pictures of fathers being nurturing and mothers playing footy. What was really amazing was that we chose 4 drawings that featured on coffee cups, 100,000 coffee cups that we distributed to 80 cafes throughout our regions, and it sort of spread that message far and wide.
It's not just about women, it's about engaging men and boys. Many young people nowadays are receiving education around what respectful relationships look like and gender equity and why that's really important. And that's fantastic because that's really kind of setting things up from a primary prevention perspective.
One of the most favourable ones would be the Girls Zone, which was high school girls who newly arrived, started school and just needed that little bit of extra care. We would pick up the girls from school, so I'd travelled from 5 different schools and drive them home that night, and we did events with them, and it was fantastic. We got very attached to these young girls. I've seen so many young women come through and who have been empowered. I've seen them come in and just come out feeling just a different person.
in different ways, we were able to change the system and also change their lives too. I think WHISE has always had a dramatic impact on the women that have become involved in it, and I'd just like to see that continue.
And I think that WHISE has got a very important role to play for the future and for women. I think women's voices still need to be heard.